Okay, what I appreciate about both of you is that as soon as I walk in the doors of Fresh, I can always have a taste of Fresh.
Right.
That's right.
So when it comes to fresh bourbon, a lot of people might say, okay, you know, bourbon, history, age, fresh seems a little bit like an oxymoron.
Yeah.
So why fresh bourbon?
It's intended to be a fresh approach to the bourbon industry. We've been around bourbon our entire lives. For family celebrations and our adult lives, we will go on tours as a married couple. And we found that Sean really enjoyed himself. I had a good time too, but not as much fun. And so I would have to eventually pull out a bottle of bourbon, of ginger ale to add to my bourbon so I could enjoy it like he did.
Right.
So we wanted to create a space and a product that would bring just that, a fresh approach to the industry.
And I think you all did just that. Like, tell us a little bit about the fresh approach and what separates you from other bourbons.
It starts that we have a cocktail-friendly, forward approach. So we don't mind you drinking your bourbon however you like to drink your bourbon. That's why we say find your taste. You can drink bourbon neat or on the rocks, or you can have it in a cocktail as Tia prefers. But the fresh approach really starts with the answer to the inevitable question. And the answer to the inevitable question in bourbon is, what bourbon do you recommend?
Yeah.
And we say start fresh, finish wherever you like.
Yes.
And that's our mantra. That's what we go by because, you know, in bourbon, we're playing for that starting place. We're a very approachable product. Hence, the fresh approach is on our recipe. We use honey malt as our second primary grain. Only bourbon in the industry that does that.
Yeah, and I love that there's sometimes for people who are not in the industry, they don't realize that it is actually super friendly. We try not to be judgmental. You know, some people think they're like bourbon enthusiasts.
Yeah.
They drink bourbon all types of ways. So
Yes.
whether it's ginger ale,
Yes.
whether if it's cocktail forward.
Yes.
And then one of the things that I loved just coming in this place is the aesthetics. This is not granddaddy's old
No,
bourbon,
no.
moonshine in the
No.
back. This is very upscale,
Yes.
luxurious, but
Yes.
still warm and inviting. What was the inspiration behind this beautiful space?
We wanted it to remind you of a boutique bourbon experience. And we want to bring a level of elegance and sophistication to the bourbon trail. And so when you walk in, you immediately see the porcelain tile. When you come back to our space where the tasting experience is, you see Swarovski line chandeliers. Now, let me just put a pin in that. He told me to find chandeliers that you like. He didn't say, well, it has to be within this budget. So the Swarovski line chandeliers work perfectly for me. It just adds that beautiful touch.
It's so beautiful. I heard there was supposed to be 3 though. It was a little bit of a compromise on just 2.
Yes. So, you know, like in marriage, you meet in the middle.
Yes.
But I still got the higher end because I got 2.
Yes.
So it worked out.
Well, I was just on that we had to put each crystal on the chandelier individually.
Yes.
So
See, that's the first time I've heard that. Like I didn't know how much labor it took.
each time, yes.
But look at it.
know.
It's such a great investment.
Perfect. Yes. It makes you want to say cheers. I mean, as soon as you
Yes.
walk in the door, you know?
I mean, it makes me want to spend money, right?
Yes.
And
That's what it's about.
if I feel like money, I smell like money, I want to spend money.
Yes.
I'm drinking like money.
Yes.
I love that affordable
Yes.
luxury
Yes.
experience that you offer.
Yes.
Now you mentioned a little compromise. I
Yes.
mean, with you both being married,
Yes.
how does that work? Because I mean, I work with my family. I know I work with my twin brother. I'll be ready to strangle him, let alone a significant other.
Yeah.
How do you all? How does that breed success for your business?
Well, when we first got married, we started with children. So we started with 12 and 14-year-old that China had been raising. And so in that, we were intentional about dating, right? And so our dating night was Saturday night. No matter what, if we was going to the grocery store, what we were doing, we were spending time together. And so it's funny how owning a business has just played into that space. So when we do things like we'll do tastings on the weekend, after every tasting, we go have a nice dinner or we go have a nice drink and we spend time to get to know each other. The things that we did pre-Fresh Bourbon. So it's kind of played right into that. Now, we don't always agree, of course, but he has a motto that I truly believe in that says, happy wife, happy life. And that's really true.
Well, I mean, Tia's great because, you know, I don't have an issue. I don't know how she deals with me. Maybe the bourbon helps, you know, because like that's...
The bourbon always?
Yeah, the bourbon always helps. But no, it's really great. I mean, we spend a lot of time together, so that's a plus for us because we like each other. I don't know how everybody else operates, in their relationship, but we really like each other just on, just the deepness of our relationship. And everything that we've done even before we got into business. So it works for us.
Yeah. No, I can definitely feel that you like each other and love each other and enjoy being in each other's company. You can't always say that about some people, right? But the relationships are what makes things work.
Absolutely.
And seeing that, I think I was at the very first announcement pre-pandemic of Fresh. And seeing the community really come out and support you. How have your relationships helped build Fresh as a brand, and where do you hope it's going to go?
I would say that Sean is such an instrumental part of this community from what he's done from when he was a kid, working with programs that help youth get jobs, and in that has helped him with getting into political advisement, because he definitely doesn't want to do politics, but so he has grown those relationships that's really influenced the community. And so he has a level of respect when he comes in the room. I just come off a shoulder. I'm from Louisville, and so I just take advantage of that. I'm a UK grad, which is amazing, but what he has done, and I joke about it, but what he's done in this community and for this community speaks volumes and brings such a high level of respect from people in the community.
Yeah. I love the multifaceted, because I heard you threw some rocking parties back in the day. I know of Sean Edwards for throwing some of the biggest parties Lexington has ever seen, being born and raised here. So it's, I love how both of you approach kind of life like a party. Too. It's like the hospitality is always there. You love hosting. Hey, y'all open up your doors for my 30th birthday, and we had a good time, right? And a lot of people are like, where is that? What's going on? But so when we talk about just the impact of Lexington, you've seen it grow from a child to now. How has that evolution been for you in your career and just personally?
I think it's great. I'm born and raised here. I really love Lexington. We travel a lot. I've not found a city that I like more than Lexington. We have good traffic. We don't even really have traffic in comparison to some of these other places. We have a good spirit of community around here. There's not a place in Lexington that you can't be at night. So we don't have that type of city vibe. And, I'm excited about the growth and the potential. Like the future potential of what's next in Lexington. And we're excited about being a part of that. And being a part of, the next phase of Lexington and inviting more people to come to Lexington. Because I really do believe our growth trajectory is similar to a lot of other cities where people are coming to Lexington to, get a job, to build a family, to enjoy our spaces, in our tourism aspect. And it starts with just maybe having a sip of bourbon, as their first experience into Lexington, because they came to a game, but they stopped at our distillery first, and then we'll just grow it from there. So
I suggest Fresh a lot to a lot of people, because sometimes you can't drive even 20 minutes, might not have 3 or 4 hours, but this is a really great experience that you can get. I love that you're able to make cocktails. You get to taste. Arguably, you will have one of the best tasting experiences, very hands-on. I have never heard a complaint. And I'm not just saying that because I work in tourism. Genuinely, people enjoy coming in here. But when we talk about tourism, and I like to think Fresh is on your way downtown, so it could be your first stop before going to Rupp Arena or going to dinner or wherever it may be. How has tourism and Visit Lex played a role in Fresh?
The support has been tremendous. Like, you all really help partner with us to get our story out and make it very clear that you are here to support us and other businesses in Lexington. What you all do in this city, and for small businesses like us especially, is unmatched to anywhere that I've seen in any other city. So it really is a blessing to have you all on our team.
Well, y'all make my job easier, right? My job is just to pitch the stories. But the people here in Lexington are the ones who create it. So thank you for making my job easier. We talked about it a little earlier. I guess y'all missed the Time magazine.
I know. Oh my gosh. The first thing I'm like, I can't wait to send it to my daddy. Like,
yes, it's a big deal, and like I'm a small part of that.
Yeah.
Like I just bring them here and make the itineraries and stuff, but you all sell the experience. So when we're talking about the future of Fresh, what can we look forward to?
So we have quite a few things that's going to happen in 2025 that we're excited about, and announcements will come out, of course. But off the top, we're going to launch our vodka that will be available only at the distillery. Earlier this year, we launched our single barrel that we aged in a 15-gallon barrel that is absolutely amazing. We bottled that at 110 proof. Our flagship is at 95, but the single barrel's at 110. And to be honest, you would think you would have hair growing on your chest, but you don't. It's just as smooth.
Oh, I've tasted it. I've even tasted y'all's White Dog before, and
Yes,
it's like, this is actually good.
Yes.
White Dog, for those who don't know what it is before it gets in the barrel. But speaking of the barrel, and I know you said the 15-gallon, what separates you is your aging process. Touch a little bit on that.
We do pre-prohibition style distilling before the big guys took over bourbon and made everything in a 53-gallon barrel. Distillers distilled in what was available.
Yeah.
So if you had a barrel of fish that came from the East Coast in a 10-gallon barrel or a 15-gallon barrel, you would burn the inside of the barrel out to get that fish smell out of it, and then you'd drop some whiskey in there. And that was just a process that pre-prohibition that any distiller used. You never look in movies or anything from the 1920s or before and you see 53-gallon barrels. We couldn't carry around 53-gallon barrels. So we do it, we go by taste.
Yeah.
So we taste 50 barrels. Once they taste like this, we dump them. We want a gold medal for this recipe. So it doesn't matter if that's a 6.3-gallon barrel all the way to a 53-gallon barrel. We taste the barrels. Once they taste like this, what we won the award for, we dump them, blend them, and bottle them.
Yep.
Not a lot of filtration on that. We'll just, we do a small filtration to get the char out, but then we just put it in a bottle and it's ready to drink.
Yeah, I mean, I love that you're, because we all know it's sometimes with the cooperages and the availability.
Yes.
So really being resourceful and, honestly sustainable, utilizing what is out there. And when we talk about being just innovative or even going back to the basics, one of the things that I've even seen in a short time about your product is even the design of the bottle is changing.
Yes.
Now talk a little bit about why, it's easier to pick up for me. It's not slipping through my hands, but touch a little bit on the design and why you decided to change it.
So we wanted to come to market with that bottle design in the beginning, but we launched in February of 2020, and then COVID hit in March, so delayed a little few things. And so what our new custom bottle is this is designed specifically for a woman or a bartender to pick up and pour easily, because it has a wide front toe part of it, and so the center is debossed that allows your hands to go in and pour it very easily. So it is one of the only bottles that we are aware of that is specifically designed to make it easy for women and bartenders whose hands may be wet to pick up and use.
Now, I know you like your bourbon with a little ginger ale, but like how do both of you drink fresh bourbon? What is your approach to drinking it?
So mine is definitely a cocktail approach. Now, the ginger ale that I used on the tours was just the easiest thing to sneak into the distilleries and I pull out my purse. So it made it work. But for me, I have a couple of favorite cocktails. So one is called a Fresh 5. And so it's just 2 ounces of fresh bourbon, 1 ounce of agave syrup, and a half ounce of lemon juice. That is absolutely amazing. Too amazing sometimes, because I'll be on like number 3 and I'm like, you know what?
Drink those fresh.
It is. And it's just like,
those fresh fives, those fresh margaritas.
That's right.
they are.
That's right.
And one of the things I love is that y'all, you can tell I've been here a little too much, is when you like put the cocktails back in the bourbon. And
let them age.
And it ages it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Gosh.
Yes. It's amazing.
You make one a fresh five?
I'm telling you, I don't know why they didn't make it fresh five.
And what about you,
The
John?
barrel aged cocktails. She also likes the tea. We have a TST at the
Let's try the TST.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a bourbon peach tea that, because we're very cocktail friendly. I like my bourbon neat, mostly. I really like it cold. I really like to use, either I really like to put my bourbon bottle in the refrigerator and just have it cold. No ice, just really cold. And I love it that way. That's the best way. And I usually, drink my bourbon with smoking a cigar. But,
Yes, you got to have a good cigar.
Yeah, that's just happy voice.
You got to have a cigar. You have all those, maybe Fresh could get one of those mobile cigar units or something like that.
Never know.
Hey, I know you all have a lot of things in the works when it comes to that too. I want to hear your take on just the bourbon industry, especially being quote unquote newcomers. I mean, it's hard to believe it's been 5, 6, 7 years. But you're still, it's still fairly new. A lot of times people think it's super competitive, people don't get it. But what has been your experience specifically within the Bluegrass region and people involved in bourbon?
Very amazing. Like, everyone is so welcoming. They're excited about what we're doing and what we're adding to the bourbon industry, because it truly is an addition, right? And it's not about, you're going to take this business from me. It's enough bourbon to go around, enough customers to go around. So people, even the larger guys, have been very, very supportive of us, calling Sean, talking with him to make sure we don't need help with anything. It's just like a bourbon family. It's amazing to say that, but it's been tremendous.
Yeah, it has really been good. It's a very good industry. We all understand that, we do get a lot of attention, but we also understand that a lot of people don't know there are many facets of the industry. There are so many jobs created, so much tourism that's created by people coming in, and then changing in perception, because a lot of times people come to Kentucky, they come to Lexington, and this is their first experience in the state. And so we, operate as ambassadors from that standpoint. And everybody in the bourbon industry understands that. We work together. The Kentucky Distillers Association partners with all of us to make sure that we have all the correct information, and to make sure even in Frankfurt, the legislature and the governor, they understand what we're trying to do, and they're super supportive, especially the governor. I mean, he's super supportive about everything we're trying to do and everything the industry's trying to do, just to bring more attention and more people to come to enjoy what's going on in Kentucky.
Yeah, because obviously we're known for bourbon and horses, but if the bourbon and horses bring you here, you're going to stay for other things as well. Yeah. And a lot of times this industry can be a little bit intimidating for those. But what would you say to those communities that, they feel like bourbon isn't for them?
They should try it.
Yes.
Try an experience. That's the thing. I think people try to figure out how to drink bourbon when they really don't understand it. Yeah. And that's why an experience like ours really teaches you how to find your taste. And finding your taste will show you how you like to enjoy your bourbon.
That's right. Yeah, because you don't have to drink it this way.
Yeah.
I would tell people, especially, they want to come to Lexington, they want to come to Fresh Bourbon Distilling Company, because, we're not bourbon snobs around here. We're going to have a very approachable experience that everybody can enjoy, and we're not going to tell you how to drink your bourbon. We don't want to do that, and people that tell you how to drink their bourbon, they're wrong.
Yeah. Because you can drink it out. No judgment around here. No judgment around here.
Enjoy.
Yes. And so when it comes to just you all as people, right? Like what is one of your most proudest accomplishments outside of Fresh?
I would say our family, because we are a blended family. Well, it would come off as we are, but when we got married and we had the 2 children, they were with us. They didn't go somewhere every other weekend. They were our children. And so that was a growth process. And then we brought our daughter that's now 12, I think she's 22, into our lives. And so I feel like that is a huge accomplishment, to be able to come together at a family at that age and at that mix, and to really enjoy and love each other and pour into each other. So that would be my biggest accomplishment.
Yeah. And I would double down on that. I mean, we're, we have a good time. We have a great experience. We have a great family, and we're proud of what we've, helped them do. They're, our kids, from Sean and Laura, they're off in their careers and doing architecture work, or, work with athletics. And then Kaden, she's an actress. So she does, I don't say plays, because she
does
gets
not like
on
plays.
It. She does theater. So she does musical theater.
Like she's at Lexington Opera House tonight during our performance. She keeps us on our toes. So each one of them truly have their own individual personality and their own dreams and goals. And our job is to help massage them those goals to get them where they want to be.
That's right.
Yeah, I think just hearing personally like your foundation and it like family is not just blood.
Right.
I think it spills into the way you run your business. It spills into the community and you're truly seeing that impact.
Yeah.
If you want to, if when it comes to your legacy, like what do you want to leave?
Yeah.
Sean always jokes.
Besides a lot of money.
So he always jokes and he says he wants to have a family home where it's a picture of him and I on the wall, and then the great grandkids walk in and
Great
that's
grandkids. I want
One of those.
and I want them to look up and say, it all started there. No, I mean, you know, we look at it like that. I look at legacy because, of course, Tia, we were raised different.
Yeah.
You know, Tia is her
Here we
parents.
go.
What you gonna say?
Here we go. Here we go.
You know, they did a very good job. They worked. They had, you know, respectable factory jobs.
Yep.
They, you know, had a very good middle class life. I was raised, you know, primarily by my mother. You know, I was born on projects and was not raised like that. You know, and
I was in the suburbs.
Yeah,
I'm
and
a true suburban girl.
Yeah, and we. When that,
Not a little bit.
Hold on.
Not a little bit. He was.
That expression, get it out the mud, is a true statement. You know, my mother did a great job. There was 3 of us, 3 boys, and she did a great job, you know, with putting the pieces together to try to give us what we could do. But, you know, we were broke, you know, and we grew up like that. And so I'm the last broke Edwards. That's the way I look at it. So yes, legacy is have my picture on the mantle, and I want them to say, great grandkids. It started there.
Right.
You know, everything changed, you know, and so no, we do believe in that though. Yeah. We do believe that not just for our family, but for all those attached to us, all the people that are around us, all the people that we can touch or reach out to or just have some association with, that will leave a legacy in Lexington that is better than it was when we came here. And so we're strong believers on that, regardless if it's family, friends, or associates. Just the whole city is gonna benefit from us being here. So that's the way we look at it.
No, I think it's already happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it. You know, I've left, come back. I love your youngest because she has all the personality in the world, and you know, from actress and media type,
everything.
But it just showcased what type of parents you are, what type of human beings you are, and even though I love that you said your legacy is about your children, you're still doing things for the community and yourself.
Absolutely.
So I would like to cheers to that. Cheers to family, fellowship, and Fresh.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
I could have made it out alive with the love we had, but it's all gone bad and I won't come back, baby, ain't that sad?